to come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Oh, welcome. Howdy. I hope everybody's having a good time. Good time. How is my time? Let's see here. Is the sound working? Barely working, it looks like. Barely working, but it is there. I'm going to move. I've got a suitcase underneath my desk. Hear that? Oh, jeez. All right. So, welcome back. You know where you are. You know who I am. I don't know if you know who you are, but we're here. We're going to do this thing. So, I just found this. It's funny. I was looking at other stuff. I did a video this morning about a. Well, maybe I'll talk about that some here. Is this it? Is this by chance? No, that's not it. What's this one? That's a job at Smith and Wesson. I think I need a job at Smith and Wesson, right? Anybody use a Coinbase wallet? I want to do some NFTs because I've got some genius thought here going on in my mind. Hey, I just found out that I'm being charged if I order something and I pay shipping, that I'm being charged sales tax on my shipping. And I'm like, that's not how that works, but okay, cool. Let's see here, man. I want to keep that one. There's way too much stuff here. How do you restart your bookmarks? I have a bunch of bookmarks. I've tried to clean them up before, and I sit there and I go, no, I might need that. Oh, that happened there. I forgot about that one. This is that. And then I just don't delete them. And what I need to do is not look at them and just hit delete. And just they're all gone and start all over. This thing is in my way. Everything is annoying me. The remote controls. I do see what I need now. I need one of those giant mouse pads. Anyway, I got out to specifically buy some soundproofing. I didn't do it. I need an assistant. Does anybody want to be my assistant out there? I pay I'll pay you 10% of what I make. Nothing. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's weird. All right, so man, there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on in the world. I had no idea. A paratrooper from the 82nd Airborne in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I did not know about this when it happened. They found him headless. So we're going to talk about that maybe some. But right now, while I was looking for this, what I found was this that's happening right now. And so I go to it, I'm starting to look for it because this is big news. What happened is a man killed another man in our favorite state, Wisconsin and Minnesota. I get them confused, and they go back and forth on which one's the favorite one. Anyway, I'm wondering if this is a result of patron saint George Floyd. We're going to cover this. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up. Add the stream. Not quite the size I want there. It's a bit bigger. Now, what does this look like? Still doesn't fill. Wait. Fills the page. So You see my banner. I've got it going across the bottom here. A jury selection in trial of Wisconsin man accused of killing attorney. And then after this, they are talking about they're going to go live. Opening arguments may begin this afternoon. They're having lunch right now. What time is it? It's 1:30. They should be back. But we're waiting on that. In the meantime, it's funny. The only thing I have when I look it up is Nick Rakita. I don't know where he's getting his stream from because it all comes just from the court. So this is not a stream coming from ABC or CBS, something like that. It's coming straight from the court. The reason why is, and we're going to cover this right now, a new jury has been selected and opening statements begin Wednesday in the trial of a man accused of shooting and killing a Milwaukee immigration attorney. On Tuesday, several potential jurors were accidentally shown on the courtroom's live video feed, which can be viewed by the public. Theodore Edgecomb's defense then asked the presiding judge to dismiss the entire jury pool of 50 Milwaukee County residents. The request was granted out of an abundance of caution after the judge learned several potential jurors were shown on the court's live stream. Jurors have a constitutional right to remain anonymous. There is the accused. He has the Sideshow Bob hairdo going. Matter of fact, Sideshow Bob should be my picture. Edgecomb is the defendant in the case of accused of killing Jason Clearman in September of 2020. What was happening? I'll think back. What was happening in September of 2020? 2020. That was not last year, which would have been 4 months ago. That was 16 months ago. What was happening? I seem to remember some chanting, maybe some marching. Anyway, the judge called it an awful and despicable situation after hearing screenshots of potential jurors were posted on social media. The judge ultimately called for brand new pool jurors. On Wednesday, the jury was selected from a new pool of jurors. Media were not allowed to rebroadcast the court's live feed of jury selection. Therefore, the TV and court TV are unable to show you any of the events that took place in court related to this case on Tuesday. Before jury selection, so that was Tuesday. They can't show you what happened. Before the jury selection, Edgecomb pleaded guilty to 2 counts of felony bail jumping and misdemeanor bail jumping, which stemmed from 2 unrelated cases. So what? This guy has 3 counts. He jumped bail 3 times. That leaves 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide for jurors to decide on at trial. The criminal complaint alleges Edgecomb got in a verbal altercation with Clearman and his wife near Brady Street. Edgecomb allegedly punched the immigration attorney and then took off on his bike. Took off on his bike. Surveillance video provided by Edgecomb's defense shows Clearman pull up behind Edgecomb and chase after him. Prosecutors say Edgecomb shot and killed Clearman. Edgecomb plans to claim self-defense at trial. Now, what now? So Edgecomb's defense shows Clearman pulled up behind Edgecomb. Prosecutors say Edgecomb shot and killed Clearman. Then Edgecomb plans to, okay, so no comb, that's what we're going to call this guy. His attorneys showed video. Let's see what this is here. And we're not going to have any. We don't want to see the news simply. Anything. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see. I'm going to scroll down. So I have to see it. Okay.
What we want to do during this break.
Hello, chick. Boy, she concealed her age with lots of concealer. We're going to call that concealer like, more than just Botox. Maybe it involved a knife. All right, here we go. I think this is it. Maybe there's a YouTube video because I just don't like this. I don't trust it. I have right now a copyright claim from the tsunami events the other day, which there's no copyright claim against me. There's nothing I did that broke copyright. They're idiots trying to do idiot stuff, and I've got to fight that now. I don't have time to fight stuff. I don't want to fight stuff. I hate fighting. I think it's stupid. What am I looking for? All right, Edgecomb. Edgecomb. Yeah. One Crime Network, 7 days ago. Where is, there's got to be a, what's this one? That's local. How is that? All right, we're going to do that. Okay. Let me flip this too, so that way it's another little safety precaution. And let's see if I go back over here. I need extra monitors. Let's see here. Share. We're going to go. Stop screen. Thanks. Share screen. All right, so it's CCTV. Let's see what you guys see real quick. All right, can you see that? Let's see. Maybe I can make that bigger. Full screen. All right, there we go. So, what do we got here? All right, there's Mike on a bike. Breaking traffic law. He's not supposed to be out there in the middle of the road, right? Bicycle riders supposed to be on the sidewalk. Nobody's walking on the sidewalk. That's a big thing about me in Tennessee. Tennessee, it's like, oh man, they went over to Chandler Halderson's trial. Nobody wants to see that. He ate his parents. Anyway, in Tennessee, we're fat. I mean, no fat people are out here riding their bikes on the sidewalks. But you got these dumbasses that come in, they think they're like a NASCAR or a racer or something like that because they wear these silly little outfits. They got more damn sponsorships on them than NASCAR does. And they're wearing, it was like, oh, hey, look at me. I got my yellow. And there's like some Italian name and some French name, like Frigilio or something. And you're sitting there going, I don't know what your Frigilio is. I do know that you're in front of me in the road where a car's supposed to be going uphill and you're standing up. I can see your little hanging down. I don't want to. You're a pervert and a show off and you're just sicko. Go get yourself an exercise bike and sit at home and do it. You're not getting any fresh air in Tennessee because we're driving down the street with our diesels, rolling coal, and you need to be over here on the sidewalk where it's safe. But no, you like to show off that little egg crate you got on your head. That ain't going to do anything. The only thing it's going to do, if you get hit by a car or a bus and you're riding a bicycle, the only thing that little egg crate might do is give you an open casket. Silly ass, stupid. Anyway, this guy should be ticketed for riding on the street. Okay, so this is the attorney's car, they're saying. Look, here we go. Oh, we're coming up on. I mean, what's going on here? Now, they say he got out of the passenger side. And remember, I got this foot backwards. It's cold. You can see his breath, right? No, it's September. So what's happening? And by the way, what attorney is driving is this a Kia? Is that attorney driving a Kia? Look at this. Yeah, that's one of those little Kia Del Sols, isn't it? I mean, you're an immigrant. You're coming to America, and you go look in the parking lot, and you see a Kia Del Sol. And you're getting ready to walk in because that guy is going to be representing you. I'm going to look at that car and I'm going to say, where's the attorney with the BMW? And not a 3 Series either. Right, he gets out of the car. Why did he get out of the car? He goes up here, and the wife is driving. Now he runs up there. And what happens there? That is horrible. Replay at 25%. They're saying, oh, he shot him. Oh, jeez. So the guy goes up to confront him and he shoots him. Oh, well, there we go. All right. So let's see here. Let me remove this. And we're going to go back to that article. Let's see. No, share screen. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that's not what we're going to see. What we want to see is... Oh, yeah, this is it. Duh. I forgot. All right. So on Tuesday, several potential jurors were accidentally shown on the courtroom's live video feed, which can be viewed by the public. Yeah, where is it? I want to start watching it. Instead, we're going to go over probably watch this Chandler Halderson trial, which I'm not prepared for. I wanted to do a thing. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Theodore Edgecomb's defense then asked the presiding judge to dismiss the entire jury pool. That's a big thing. Jurors have a constitutional right to remain anonymous. Edgecomb is the defendant in this case and is accused of killing Jason Clearman, which we just watched, September 2020. The judge called it an awful and despicable situation after hearing screenshots potential jurors were posted on social media. Now, that's no accident. See how the article contradicted itself there? You can't say it's accidental and then say, well, people did put it on social media. So we're accidentally shown on the courtroom's live feed. It might be accidental that the courtroom took pictures of them, but it is not accidental that people put it on social media. That's a big thing I learned from the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Like, they were trying to get people their images and put them up there to intimidate them. I mean, they meant to. Well, heck, MSNBC got caught trying to intimidate jurors. The judge ultimately called for a brand new poll. Okay, media were not allowed to rebroadcast the court's live feed of jury selection. Yeah, could you imagine if they did, and people start, now that they're interested, like us, that you start seeing people in that jury pool, they start harassing them. The problem with that is that people always talk about, oh, yeah, I want to get out of jury duty. That's the worst thing you could do. You might as well just say, I don't want to be an American anymore. You want to do jury duty. You want good jurors. And threatening them does not help. Therefore, the thing in court here, I know any of the events that took place in court related to the case on Tuesday. Before jury selection began, Edgecomb pleaded guilty to... Yeah, I got that already, right? Criminal complaint alleges Edgecomb got in a verbal altercation with Clearman and his wife near Brady Street. Edgecomb allegedly punched the immigration attorney and then took off on his bike. Surveillance video provided by Edgecomb's defense shows Clearman pull up behind Edgecomb and chase after him. Prosecutors say Edgecomb shot and killed Clearman. Okay, this is so much. This might be a fun trial because this is so much stupid. I don't know how to wrap my mind around it. First, you have the stupid of, why'd you chase the guy down? You're in your car and you left, and now you're chasing him down. That's just dumb. Then the other stupid is, you got a guy on a bike with a gun. Why did you stop your bike? Just keep riding. Just keep on going. That old dude that's an immigration attorney. Let me tell you about immigration attorneys. They are in about as good shape as regular attorneys, which is not very good. The fastest the attorney can run to is a honey bun in the afternoon from the vending machine. Other than that, they expect a martini to be brought to them at lunch. And, that's about it, man. They are not an active group of people. If you see an attorney in a gym, it's because the doctor has said you are about to die if you don't do something about yourself. That reminds me, I need to go join a gym. Anyway, so that's this guy. He killed a dude, shot a guy on his bike, but nothing's happening right now with that trial. There is another trial I'm interested in. Like I said, I was going to try to bring this up to speed. Oh, hey, I got comments. Hello, CS. How are you doing? We're trying to get this trial going, and I don't know, they never came back from lunch. So let me do this. Let's find Chandler Hallerson. Because this is a big one. I'm gonna stop sharing. I thought I was gonna stop sharing. There we go. Chandler Hallerson. There we go. Sweet. All right. Where is? Watch this. Stop screen. Share. Share screen.
In this case, in particular,
Okay.
as you extracted the phone, you provided that. Did you provide that data back?
Now
to the
I need to do
Yes.
that.
Sometimes you
And
review all that data yourself
we'll
and look for
do-
things.
Correct.
Back over here.
But in this case, a good deal of that work was done by the detectives.
We're gonna do.
Yes.
I don't know what we're
Another
gonna do, but we're
phone
gonna do it.
I'm going to ask you about.
There's no brand. What happens if I put? Just put this up.
Is a phone
Good.
belonging, or that was purportedly Chandler Halverson's old phone. Were you able to review something that you believe to be one of Mr. Halverson's older phones?
Yes.
And
We're on the record for the
why do you
people in
think
the
it was an
gallery.
older phone, or
This
what
is
gives you
only
that
gonna-
impression?
This statement is going to be made one time.
The phone
You're
was
allowed
an
to be in the
older
courtroom as
make
long as
and
you can
model as compared
behave
to
and conduct
another
yourself
phone that was
appropriately,
submitted that
which means
was
no
a newer
talking,
make and model.
Okay, y'all hear talking?
cameras,
And in
no phones, and no
The
coming
course
or going.
of I think what the jury's heard,
If
but
there are violations of the decorum
if that
of
phone
this
was
court,
found in a
they'll be
desk
dealt
drawer
by
with
the
other
sheriff's
phones, that's
Y'all hear
consistent with
talking
people that
in the
expect those
background?
old phones.
regardless
Yes.
of your interest in this case.
And did you
It applies
download
to
that phone
anybody
as well?
with
Yes.
either
Why
side.
do
It
I
applies
hear
to
it?
the media, it applies to everyone.
I don't know where this comes
Particularly,
from.
I ask you,
Decorum
when you
today
download a
is for the
phone and when you develop
duration of this
information
trial.
related to those phones, are you able to see what the passwords
All
are?
right, we'll have the jury brought in. I'll read them
Sometimes.
the preliminary
In this case, were you able to
instructions.
see what
Both
Krista
sides can
Halverson's
make opening
password was?
statements.
Yes.
Oh, wait. They're bringing in the jury on the other side. Where do they go? Where do they go?
Was found in his room?
Yes.
What were they?
I don't recall the number off the top of my
No.
head, but they were the same.
They were the same
Everybody
password?
can remain
Mhm.
seated when the jury
Yes.
comes in.
And for the record,
Wait. I just heard it. Where do they go? Where's my feed?
does this appear to be that phone, the old Chandler Halverson phone?
Yes.
And that's your lab sticker on it?
You make
The white
Yes.
sticker?
using a mic
Yes.
and turn this way so my recorder can-
Wait, my feed's gone. Yeah, let's do that. What? Theodore Edgecomb. No. I could hear something. There's like a echo or something in the background. Oh, it's because we got it. It's why. Awesome. Okay, forget this dude. Sorry. This dude like ate his parents. We'll talk about him later. But we're not going to talk about him right now. Like he shot and ate his parents, we think. He may not have eaten his parents, but it looks like he may have. Boom. That's what we wanted. 5. Okay, where's my sound? Is he talking? Is the judge talking? Does he have his stuff up? You never know with these guys. They're always messing with me. Yep, he's talking, and there's no volume again. Why am I not getting volume on this? What has happened? I have failed as a human being. Maybe he has it turned off. We hope he has it turned off. Because right now I'm failing big time. Why am I not? Okay, now show it. That's funny. I'm showing my Twitter, not my. Oops. Let's do this. There you go. That's the YouTube. YouTube's a bigger channel. I said Twitter. I meant Twitch. I apologize. Everything I do, I apologize for. Just be patient with me. Because I'm not too bright. You know that, though. I had a Coke here. I lost my Coke. Oh, hey. McDonald's just started selling frozen Cokes and frozen Fanta. Yummy.
All right, if the jury can stand and raise your right hand, please. Give me.
So here we go. We got volume. We're gonna hit boost.
Edgecomb, and unless discharged by the court, a true verdict will, according to the law and evidence given in court, so help you God.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Let's try that again. Welcome back, everybody. As I said before lunch, as the jury in this case, I'm going to read you the preliminary jury instructions. During voir dire, both sides discussed on multiple occasions the law that's going to be given to you.
Jury instructions are the key thing.
This is one of those instances. These instructions at the start of the case are relatively short.
A lot of
You'll
times, jury
receive
instructions
similar
will say that
instructions
you're
at the
following
end of the
something
case.
that will maybe not be in a
In a
statute,
few days,
but
whether
it's
that's
like a
Friday or
common law or
Monday,
something like
you'll
that.
receive similar instructions. I would ask that you pay attention to the instructions. After I read you the instructions, both sides will make opening statements, and then we'll start with testimony. Ladies and gentlemen, before the trial begins, there are certain instructions that you should have to better understand your functions as a juror and how you should and must conduct yourself during the trial. Your duty is to decide this case based only on the evidence presented and the law given to you by the court. You are not to let any personal feelings of bias or prejudice about things such as race, religion, national origin, sex, or age affect your deliberations. You are not to begin any deliberations or discussion of this case until all of the evidence is presented and after I've again instructed you on the law. You are not to discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else until your final deliberations. As you've already seen, we will stop or recess from time to time during the trial. You may be excused from court when it's necessary for me to hear legal arguments or discuss matters with the attorneys. If during the trial you come in contact with parties, lawyers, witnesses, you are not to speak to them and they are not to speak to you. As I've also already said, you are not to listen to any conversations about this case. Please do not read any newspaper reports or listen to or watch any reports on radio or TV about this trial. You are not to investigate this case on your own or to visit the scene. You are not to engage in any experiments or research relating to any issues, facts, or persons involved in this case. As you've already also heard, you are not to consult dictionaries, computers, websites, or other reference materials for additional information. Anything you may see or hear outside of court is not evidence. You are to decide this case solely and only on the evidence offered and received at trial. Evidence. Evidence is first the sworn testimony of witnesses, both on direct and cross-examination, regardless of who calls a witness. Second, any exhibits the court receives, whether or not an exhibit goes to the jury room. And third, any facts that the lawyers agree to or stipulate to, or which I, as the court, direct you to find. Circumstantial evidence. It is not necessary that every fact be proven directly by a witness or an exhibit. A fact can be proven indirectly by circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is evidence from which a jury may logically find other facts according to common knowledge and experience. Circumstantial evidence is not necessarily better or worse than direct evidence. Either type of evidence can prove a fact.
It's the facts.
Whether evidence is direct or circumstantial, it must satisfy you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the offense before you may find the defendant guilty. Transcripts. You will not have a copy of the written transcript of trial testimony available for use during your deliberations.
You will not.
That means you need to pay careful attention to all the testimony because you must rely primarily on your memory of the evidence and the testimony that's introduced during the trial. Credibility. It's your duty, the duty of the jury, to scrutinize and to weigh the testimony of the witnesses and to determine the effect of the evidence as a whole. You are the sole judges of the credibility, that is the believability of the witnesses and the weight to be given to their testimony. In determining the credibility of each witness and the weight you give to the testimony of each witness, consider these factors. Whether the witness has an interest or lack of interest in the trial, the witness's conduct, appearance, and demeanor on the stand, the clearness or lack of clearness of a witness's recollection, the opportunity a witness had for observing and knowing the matters testified about, the reasonableness of the witness's testimony, the apparent intelligence of a witness, any bias or prejudice, if any is shown, any possible motives for falsifying testimony, and all other facts and circumstances during the trial which tend to support or discredit the testimony. Then give to the testimony of each witness the weight you believe it should receive. There is not a magic way for you to evaluate testimony. Instead, you need to use your common sense and experience. In everyday life, you determine for yourselves the reliability of things that people say to you, and you should do the same thing here.
Yeah, there is no fact checkers. Well, y'all have a fact checker with me, but you know.
As you know, in this case, the defendant is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. It's alleged that on or about Tuesday, September 22nd of 2020, at 1750 North Holton Street in Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, the defendant did cause the death of Jason Clearman, another human being, with the intent to kill that person, contrary to the Wisconsin statutes. To this charge, the defendant has entered a plea of not guilty, which means the state must prove every element of the charged offense beyond a reasonable doubt. The definition of the crime: first-degree intentional homicide, as defined in the Wisconsin Criminal Code, is committed by one who causes the death of another human being with the intent to kill that person or another. The burden of proof: before you may find the defendant guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, the state must prove by evidence which satisfies you beyond a reasonable doubt that the following two elements were present. The elements are: 1, the defendant caused the death of Jason Clearman. Cause means that the defendant's act was a substantial factor in producing the death. And 2, the second element is that the defendant acted with the intent to kill Jason Clearman. Intent to kill means that the defendant had the mental purpose to take the life of another human being, or was aware that his conduct was practically certain to cause the death of another human being. Intent. While the law requires that the defendant acted with the intent to kill, it does not require that the intent exist for any particular length of time before the act or action is committed. The act need not be brooded over, considered, or reflected upon for a week, a day, an hour, or even for a minute. There need not be any appreciable time between the formation of the intent and the act. The intent to kill may be formed at any time before the act, including the instant before the act, and must continue to exist at the time of the act. Deciding about intent. You cannot look into a person's mind to find intent. Intent to kill must be found, if found at all, from the defendant's acts, words, and statements, if any, and from all the facts and circumstances, in this case, bearing upon intent. Intent should not be confused with motive. While proof of intent is necessary to a conviction, proof of motive is not. Motive refers to a person's reason for doing something. While motive may be shown as a circumstance to aid in establishing the guilt of a defendant, the state is not required to prove motive on the part of the defendant in order to convict. Evidence of motive does not, by itself, establish guilt. You should give it the weight you believe it deserves under all of the circumstances. Your decision, if you're satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant caused the death of Jason Clearman with the intent to kill, you should find the defendant guilty of first-degree intentional homicide. If you are not so satisfied,
intent to kill
you
that's
must
so
find
hard.
the defendant not guilty.
You can have
The information in this
up
case
to
alleges
a
not
moment
only that the
before
defendant
pulling
committed the
trigger.
crime of first-degree intentional homicide, but also that the defendant did so while using a dangerous weapon. If you find the defendant guilty, you must then answer an additional question. That question is, did the defendant commit the crime of first-degree
I think this
intentional
judge
homicide
is Jeremy Renner.
while
He just looks
using a
so
dangerous
disinterested
weapon?
of being there.
Dangerous weapon means a firearm, whether loaded or unloaded. A firearm is a weapon that acts with the force of gunpowder. Before you may answer this question, yes, you must be satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed the crime while using a dangerous weapon. If
That's
you are
funny.
not so satisfied, you must answer that question, no.
So a air gun is not considered a dangerous weapon because air
The
guns
burden
are
of proof.
now
In reaching your verdict,
able to take down
you're to
deer.
examine the evidence with care and
I guess they
caution.
always have been.
You're to
but
act with judgment,
Anyway.
reason, and prudence. Defendants are not required to prove their innocence. The law presumes every person charged with the commission of an offense to be innocent. This presumption requires a finding of not guilty unless, during your deliberations, you find it is overcome by evidence which satisfies you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty. The burden of proof. The burden of establishing every fact necessary to constitute guilt is on the state. Before you may return a guilty verdict, the evidence must satisfy you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty. If you can reconcile the evidence upon any reasonable hypothesis consistent with the defendant's innocence, you should do so and return a verdict of not guilty. Reasonable doubt. The term reasonable doubt means a doubt based on reason and common sense. It is a doubt for which a reason can be given arising from a fair and rational consideration of the evidence or lack of evidence. It means such a doubt as would cause a person of ordinary prudence to pause or to hesitate when called upon to act in the most important affairs of life. A reasonable doubt is not a doubt based on guesswork or speculation. A doubt which arises merely from sympathy or from the fear of returning a guilty verdict is not a reasonable doubt. A reasonable doubt is also not a doubt such as may be used to escape the responsibility of making a decision. While it is your duty to give the defendant the benefit of every reasonable doubt, you are not to search for doubt, you are to search for the truth. In just a minute, both sides will make opening statements. The purpose of an opening statement is to give the lawyers an opportunity to tell you what they expect the evidence will show so that you will better understand the evidence as it is introduced during the trial. I will caution you, however, that opening statements are not evidence. At this time, I'll ask both sides to make opening statements, starting with the state. Mr. Hubner.
Awesome. What? What? What just happened? What just happened? What? What? All right, what's funny is I'm playing another video that hasn't got to where we just were. Holy, they just turned us off. Hang on a second here. Let me get this. Let me try one more time. Let me stop screen. Holy. I mean, I can't believe this. They just turned us off. There's no... I've never in my life. What's going on? Yeah. You hear this? Watch this. He just Ricky just got where we were.
Branch 12.
Yeah, he just is
Before,
going through.
it's not now.
He's behind us. This is hilarious. He is trying to find what we were just trying to find.
Look at that super chat from the redneck.
Let's listen to what he has to say.
I can't. I'm trying to find a court feed. Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get in
really
touch
sucks.
with my Jewish contacts and see if we can fix the media.
You know, it would be really nice if you would do that. Do us all a solid,
They turned
Joe.
us off. I told you
for
guys it
once.
wasn't me. I told you I'm not crazy.
I'll make some calls.
like-
This one.
Okay. Well, you know what? Until I'm gonna do another stream. We're gonna
The timing
we're gonna
was
find it.
phenomenal.
Mm.
I wonder what happened. Like,
took
why
the
did Law and
bar.
Crime go down?
The whole freaking bar.
Maybe they're trying to punish you. Maybe it's not me. Maybe they're like, no, we're not going to let Nick stream from us because he's going to get more views than we will. And we just,
I got called. We just got called
we're not good
the
with
two of the
this.
little ones.
I mean, here's what Law and Crime's page looks like right now, by the way. so they're clearly not having a
That's
good
it.
time either.
Yeah, it's
I got a monkey with a hammer on.
yeah, Rakita.
You know,
Video is
I like
unavailable.
to do
Video is
We're
private.
ahead of you.
Oh.
I gotta watch your reaction
I
to it.
wonder if Law and Crime is very salty. I have no idea.
That's what I
don't
said.
know.
Like maybe Law and Crime is like, no. If Nick's going to restream us, we are not streaming anything.
We will cut our audience down to 0 before we let
Doesn't
Nick
make-
Ricardo stream us.
I think they may have privated the video after it went down, though. I think that's what actually happened. Is that they privated it because the stream broke? They privated it afterwards.
It's not personal, Nick. It's just business.
Hey, wait a minute.
We will cut our audience down to 0 before we let
Doesn't
Nick
make
Ricardo
shit.
stream us.
I think they may have privated the video after it went down, though. I think that's what actually happened. Oh God, sorry.
That was really painful.
Let's see. Well, I mean, there's I have no idea what to do.
Mm.
Don't know why it went down.
That's awesome.
Don't know why Milwaukee isn't covering it. Fox 6 Milwaukee. Don't know
Holy
why.
cow.
Why anyone else isn't. You see it somewhere?
I mean, there really is.
Yeah. Well, you got to tell me where.
I don't want that.
You're watching it now. Where? Where would you be watching it now?
All right, I'm
Tell me
looking
where
up
to watch it, and
Wisconsin
I'll go
courts.
there. Fox 6 Now website has the live stream, but you have to go to their website to view it.
live.
Well, I can do that.
There's nothing. No results found. Facebook says
We can make
Or
that
where
happen.
this is,
Fox
YouTube.
6 Milwaukee.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's do. What's the guy's name? Theodore.
Let's see. Live now. God, I'm so pissed. I can't rewind it. Oh, son of a bitch.
Mr. Clearman has no weapon in his hands. And he's got a knife in his pocket, but there's nothing in his hands.
All right, I'm doing the search. There is nothing. On like I did a Bing search, and it shows.
So I guess there was a knife
And he
In
raises
his
it,
pocket,
in
yeah.
his pocket.
and he shoots the victim in the face. The bullet's going to go in above the left eyebrow. And it's going to remain in his head. Where an autopsy.
We'll rattle around.
So there's. Oh, there I am.
Firearm is so close that there's actually stippling and burned particles on the victim.
Sorry, Rakita. That was awesome.
And you're going to see in this video, yes, it's at a distance. It's not as close as when you see the defendant
Rakita pulled us
punch
up.
the victim right in the face. It's a little further off. And we'll
Yeah.
do the
So
best we
on
can
live here, you got.
to zoom in.
It shows Nick Rakita is the only one.
You're going to see the victim die.
Attention zoom. Hocus
He's going
pocus.
to literally drop in front of your eyes. He walks up to the defendant, and then he goes down.
Wait, we're back up. We're back up. Oh, it's back. It's back. It's
Because
back.
He's just been shot in the face.
It's back up.
Hey, Nick, can you send me the link to that?
Yes,
Yep.
I still think it's funny.
in front of his wife.
Oh, I'm
Oh no, that's Rakita that's up. Sorry.
And then the defendant picks up his bike and either steps over the victim or walks right by him because the victim is falling down onto the stairs.
All right,
You're going
hang
to
on
see
here.
how his blood is literally pooling and going down the stairs. He walks right
did
by
you
this
find
man.
it?
He never checks on him. Never gave him a warning. He just pulled out a gun, shot him in the face, and then he leaves.
Where'd they find it? Hang on a
Goes
second.
down the stairs. He gets on his.
Oh, where'd he find that? Where is this? Theodore, Edgecomb. Ah. I can't turn this off. I can't turn this off. There you go. Okay. Now, let me try this one more time. I can't find the live. Keys got live. Who's this guy? Where is this coming from? How come I'm not finding this? I can hear it. Fox 6 Milwaukee. There it is. I still don't have it. I still. Guys, I'm lost. I can't find it. I don't know why. So there, it's out here. Those other people have it. Why don't we? I mean, honestly, I'm about to lose my mind. I cannot believe this. No. I've lost it. I've completely lost this. How are they? Nick Rakita's on some special feed. And we're not. So. Yeah, I don't have anything. I'm completely lost right now. My Google Foo is gone. I'm hated. I mean, I would go.
Sweet on that opening statement. No hour-long rambling statement.
They're off. Are you kidding me? I have to have a subscription? Sign in. Yeah, safe. What is this? Crime TV? No. I've never gone through such awful, stupid. It says sign in with your Peacock account. I sign in with Peacock. I get nothing. I'm so mad right now. So mad. It's the most amateur stuff. I'm gonna blow a gasket. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. What do you mean I'm not? Peacock will not let me use an Apple product and a MacBook. Yeah, okay. Fine. How do I sign my stupid account on stupid whatever this thing is? Xfinity. This is oh my gosh. This guy's great defense. I can't think who he is. He's this is I don't want Law and Order. I don't want to look for TV shows. I want to look for channels. Ugh. I hate cable. I absolutely hate cable. I hate all of this right now. This is the most stupid thing in the world. You want to know how to make this is for the commies out there. You want to know how to make communism sellable? You say, hey, let's quit talking about like healthcare, quit talking about, I don't know, environment. Say, hey, wouldn't it be nice if like all your media stuff just worked together? Right? Let's make it all work together. That's what communism always tries to sell you. We work together. I mean, you do that and you're going to take over the world. I think we just about had a taste of media working together for like 5 seconds, and then it all went to hell. The devil owns the cable companies. No, I don't even know. I can't even see it. I'm so pissed off. I've never been so mad in my life. I'm going to kill something. I'm absolutely going to kill something. Oh, it's backwards because I have the screen flipped, Trevor. To prevent what's that called? A copyright strike. Because I've got a copyright strike right now I'm working on.
He also had
I don't know how
THC
Nick Kita
in
here
his
has
system.
it. You need to go to
You're not
his
familiar
channel.
with THC? Oftentimes
He
associated
did
with
something magical to find it. Oh,
marijuana,
sorry.
weed. You're
We're
also
just going to
going to learn
pretend
that
that
the
I'm the
clearance get
fourth
into a
person on the
vehicle.
stream.
After drinking,
What was
they
the
don't
Lime's
call
BAC?
Uber. You're going to learn the evidence. They don't call a Lyft. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're going to learn they didn't even call a taxi, if you will. But they decided to get into a vehicle and
Are those his shoes?
I think so.
Behold, they come into Mr. Edgecomb. Where was Mr. Edgecomb coming from that night? Well, the evidence is going
The
to
orphanage.
show that the last thing on Mr. Edgecomb's mind was first-degree intentional homicide. The evidence is going to show that Mr. Edgecomb was engaged in trying to prepare what he will refer to as daddy-daughter date night. You're going to hear evidence in this case.
It's when he
that
steps on the
Mr.
cable
Edgecomb
guard
has
on the
5
floor.
children.
Oh,
He has a special relationship with each one of his children.
don't do that, man.
And he has one night that he designates for each one so that they can further their relationship, so they can get closer. On this night of September 22nd of 2020, his daughter wanted to have sushi. So Mr. Edgecomb gets on his bicycle. He goes to a place
gas
called
station.
Dynamite. He places the order for sushi for himself and his daughter. He actually placed that order. He paid for that order.
I'm a Mac
Now, this is during, obviously, the beginning of the COVID. And a lot of restaurants and businesses at the time would not allow patrons to come inside the restaurant. So you have to wait outside of the restaurant. They told Mr. Edgecomb it would likely be 30 to 40 minutes before his food would be ready. So Mr. Edgecomb says, well, trying to use time efficiently, I'm going to now go try to pick up dessert. I'm going to go to a place called Folio, go grab some yogurt so that they can have dessert to go along with the sushi for daddy-daughter date night.
Guys, I'm going to keep trying to find
his
this.
plans changed.
Hopefully I'm back.
When he ran and
It's
came
not going to
across
cut off in a few
clearance.
moments.
The evidence is going to show in this case that as he's riding his bicycle
I'm going
along,
to call the
he was
hotline
not
to
coming
prevent me
in
from jumping off
direct,
a bridge.
going the opposite direction of the Clearmans. He was riding his bike along. The Clearmans, just leaving from drinking at a bar, operate the vehicle. They're going down the street, and there's a vehicle that's parked. There's a vehicle that's parked, ladies and gentlemen, that has their right turn signal on waiting for a parking spot. Well, the Clearmans grew impatient. So what did they do? They come over and they go into the opposite lane of traffic, coming into direct contact with another vehicle. Then they swerve over.
Direct
They came in
contact?
contact?
They
That's
had a
when they
collision?
struck Mr. Edgecomb. Mr. Edgecomb lands on top of another vehicle. And that's not the end of it. Pardon my language, members of the jury. They did not say, however, quote, as the state has argued, what the fuck? That's not what they said.
Here it comes.
The evidence is going to show in this
Brace
case
yourself for the
that
hard
the
R.
Clearmans, well, specifically Jason Clearman, yelled out, "Get the fuck out the road, nigger." And it's at that point that Mr. Edgecomb got very upset. It's a very offensive word. Now, Mr. Edgecomb will testify and explain that as a bicyclist, this is not the first time that he's almost been struck by a vehicle. That is not what bothered him. Mr. Edgecomb is going to explain it's the use of that racial slur which set him over the top. So he's not just going to get food and just find a car and just go punch somebody. He goes to the car, he asks Mr. Clearman, "Were you talking to me?" Mr. Clearman says, "Yes, racial slur, I was talking to you." And that's when Mr. Edgecomb punches Mr. Clearman. Now, we make no justification for that. No doubt about it, Mr. Edgecomb should not have taken matters into his own hands. He should have called authorities for them to handle the situation. There's no qualms about that issue. We don't deny he should have handled that matter differently. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Mr. Edgecomb is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. You're going to learn in this case that Mr. Edgecomb, after he makes the punch, he gets back on his bicycle immediately. He gets back on the bicycle, he's done with it. The way he handled it with the punch was not the best way. We see punches in basketball games, we see them in baseball games, and we most definitely see them in hockey games. Doesn't justify it, but Mr. Edgecomb gets back on his bike.
There's a little bit of a difference.
He's done with it. Back on the daddy-daughter date night. Time to go get the yogurt, come back to Dynamite, get the sushi, continue on with his night. Nope. The evidence is going to show the Clearmans had different plans. The evidence is going to show that the Clearmans also did not call 911. The Clearmans could have went straight after this incident. They could have, got a description. We've clearly seen Mr. Edgecomb being here today. The technology existed through video to capture him, but instead they went straight. They didn't go straight. They didn't make a left turn. They didn't make a U-turn. Instead, they didn't just follow Mr. Edgecomb. The evidence in this case is going to show they chased Mr. Edgecomb. The evidence is going to show in this case, Mr. Clearman says to his wife, "Follow him." And Ms. Clearman, no objection. She does exactly what her husband says, and she follows Mr. Edgecomb.
So she was driving, not drunk.
Yeah.
The evidence is going to show she's in the middle lane, and she's making a legal right turn in the middle lane. The evidence is going to show in this case that she turns the vehicle, the motor roars on that vehicle, and she's now turning that vehicle not into the two lanes that are completely available to her. She turns going directly in the direction of Mr. Edgecomb. And she accelerates aggressively and violently directly toward Mr. Edgecomb. That's not following. Members of the jury, the evidence is going to show they were chasing Mr. Edgecomb. The evidence is going to show in this case that before the vehicle even stops, Mr. Clearman is almost already trying to get out the car already. The evidence is going to show he didn't just get out to go for a nice jog. As Ms. Clearman has told many media outlets, the evidence is going to also show he wasn't getting out to go talk to Mr. Edgecomb either.
I mean, she told the media he was getting out of the
The
car to
evidence
go for a
is going to
jog.
that Mr. Clearman was violently pursuing Mr. Edgecomb. Now, we talked about video in this case. We now know, members of the jury, you can expect to hear evidence that there were 3 incidents in this case. However, only 2 of those incidents were caught on video. Well, let me correct that. Only 2 videos were provided from the government in this case.
What are they hiding?
There's video evidence.
Great strategy.
You're going to learn that there's a video at Casablanca, which would have captured the first incident. We believe, members of the jury, the evidence is going to show that that incident would have occurred at 7:45 p.m. Does the government give us video showing us 7:45 p.m.? No. You're going to learn, does the government give us evidence showing the videos at 7:30 p.m. from Casablanca? No. The video that the government provided in this case begins at 7:47 p.m., 2 minutes after which time we believe the incident would have occurred. No explanation.
Did you get the video?
Members of the jury, the second incident, obviously where Mr. Edgecomb now punches Mr. Clearman, you might guess the government has the full video of that incident. You'll see it in evidence. You'll see the full video. Let's talk about the third incident. As Mr. Huebner just came up and he talked about the pole cams that would have caught both incidents. They have 2 different cameras going 2 different directions. Well, you're going to learn, members of the jury, that the incident, when the detectives arrived, when the medical emergency individuals came, that they were on scene approximately almost
I just realized I've been talking this whole time and I've had my mic muted. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did you hear me? Are you guys there? I'm back. I've been talking this whole time and I've had the mic muted because I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Let's see if I can listen to this. What? What? Went through his pockets. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Excuse my language. But it's on for like a little bit. Awesome. Awesome. I got working. I'm a possum. I'm happy. Oh man, this is awesome. Now, where's the next thing? Where's the next fire I gotta go put out? All right, they're just jumping right into it. Oh, my coonhound's saying it's time to stop and come pay attention to her. Yeah, they're pumping his chest, trying to get his heart to work. But he was face down and they're doing life-saving measures? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter then if he's on his stomach, on his back, on his side, upside down. She got shot in the face. Picking up and putting down his computer clears it. Dude, you've got to get a new computer. That's not how life works, bud. Turn it off and turn it back on, perfectly normal. But picking it up and putting it down, can you change that to something easier? He sounds like me set up for a stream. I think this prosecution seems more together than the what's his name? Rittenhouse. All right, can y'all hear me? Sweet. So I'm going to a mobile phone because out of the bank. So the expert is mobile is still the same account. And I'll be talking, oh, hey, Sully, what's going on? Am I snoring? I probably was. Sorry about that. All right, hang on, sir. I need to move this. All right. All right, somehow I kicked myself off the stream. However you talk. So we're back, I think. Why is there no? Yeah, I have no audio. Hello? I don't hear myself. Am I on the show? Why don't I hear? Why can I not hear? Now? No. Turn that off. Turn this off. All right, I'm trying to get my mobile going. I can't. Why isn't this working? Okay, remove myself. Add myself. Now what? There's no microphone working at all. There's no waiting on me. That's funny. Yes, actually, so I forget what happened the other day. Maybe I was thinking about you. Okay, where is? There's no volume. Hello? Okay, so it says it's playing. That says it's playing. But it's not coming out. I have no comments, no chats, no nothing. Okay, now I'm literally taking mobile to a new level, and I'm running my laptop through the cell phone. So we'll see how this works. It's gonna work like that.
report that is just documenting the Milwaukee police taking custody of an item. Now, yes, just briefly, looking at state's exhibit number 15, what was it, photo marker number 2? It's a plastic juice bottle. I think the brand was Juiced.
Okay. Don't know if it's relevant. Maybe it
Not a
is,
problem
maybe
till you
it's
got
not.
your gin with your juice.
Photograph and put it on inventory.
Correct. It was
I am mobile right now, running a laptop through a cell phone and riding in a car.
Did you also have
This
the
is
opportunity,
awesome.
to look
This is the way I should live my life.
if Clement had anything in his files?
I was present when the forensic investigator from Milwaukee County Medical Exam